So I'm Eli, Jeff, and Lindy, and we're talking about follow-up. I think if there's a thing that makes a good real estate agent to a great real estate agent is the follow-up.
And follow-up's so easy, but we're all guilty of not doing it.
Yeah.
Because you get busy, blah, blah, blah. You're running around and doing this stuff, and you tell somebody you're going to call them, and you get so busy that you forget to do it. But the thing is, we have all the technology that should remind us to do it. Mm-hmm. Take that 30 seconds to put it in your phone while you're still in the meeting with the person, put up the follow-up. Jason and I had a guy we talked to about 40 days ago, and he's like, hey, I'm probably going to be ready because he called us, he goes, I've got a lot listed. And he goes, I'm not happy with what's going on with it. He goes, my listing's up this time. I was like, hey, just give us a call. We'll call you back on that day. And so we put it in our calendar. We called him back. The listing expired on the 21st. We called him on the 22nd and said, hey, just want to touch base with you. And he goes, yeah, I'm ready to list. So we're going on Friday to list this lot on Lake Cumberland Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it is all about follow-up. And, people admire you when you tell them I'm going to call you back 30 days later, and you do actually pick up the phone and call them back and on that date. And another thing I think that we always try to do too, we always keep notes of the conversation that we had with them, whether it's about what their kids were doing. If I'm meeting someone like, I've got to hurry up and go, my kid's got a soccer game, I jot that down. When I follow up, I'm like, hey, did Johnny win the soccer game? Yeah. And they're like, wow, how did you remember that? I mean, that's the things you have to do to make it personal and follow up with.
I think that's what the best part about social media is that people can kind of see. I mean, honestly, why I started doing these videos was because
you want to hang out with me more.
No, actually, you came in late. Remember that you were in episode 6 before you showed up. But the reason I did is because people think, people have their opinions of you, and based on your social media that you develop, and maybe people like you, maybe they don't like you, they don't really know who you are, and because you basically put out what you put out on social media, and this was just maybe to make you more human. The best thing about having really good follow-up comes from really good systems. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And do you have any kind of systems in place for your follow-up, or you?
I use some of the drip campaigns that we have available to us at United. I think that's an easy way to keep in touch with people because it automatically sends them out, so it's not something that you have to necessarily go in every day and start sending emails to people. That's something that I like to utilize to make it easier for me. Yeah. In real estate, you have to stay top of mind with people, and that's just a good way to stay top of mind when you're not, when you don't have, necessarily their email addresses or their phone numbers, and you can't follow up with them that way. It's kind of a good way to stay in touch with people and stay top of mind. I mean, it could be people that you don't even realize you're touching, but they're seeing your stuff on their newsfeed every day, and they might reach out 6 months later and say, hey, I saw where you've been posting all this stuff about real estate. I think I'm ready to buy a house, So that's a really good way to stay top of mind with people.
There's no telling what's going to happen with social media, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
It's not going away.
No, and it's got to be a part of your business, and you have to be more of a media company. And this is what we're doing now. This is media. Yeah. We're taking these videos and we're ripping them and making them into podcasts. That's another thing that we're trying to do, at least on that end.
I mean, I've started using BombBomb for a follow-up. I don't know if you're using that at all.
Is that the video?
It is. And
I haven't used that.
It's great because it can still be an email or whatever, but it's a little bit more personal because they're opening it up and it's a video. You're talking directly to them, and I think it works pretty well. I always try to send out.
Do you send that via email or text? Email. It's all okay.
Yeah. Oh, and you can send it text.
You can send it text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. I love BombBomb. I like having checklists. That's my thing. Is like checklists for everything. And you have an admin, which you've got some pretty good systems that Michelle kind of helped you put together. Yeah. Michelle Gunter is another big producer in our office. How's those systems working out for you?
Good, man. I mean, it's hiring an assistant. There's a learning curve to that as well. Yeah. But I got to the point where I had to do that because of follow-up. I mean, there's just things that fall through the cracks if you can only be in so many places and on the phone with so many people at one time. But it's really good. Some of the things that I've done with her, I want Rosemary to be involved with all of her clients. I want my clients to know who she is because she's going to be handling a lot of the day-to-day operation stuff as far as talking to the title companies and talking to the appraisers and the inspections and all of that stuff. So just this week we created a really good detailed email for buyers and for sellers, And as soon as we get something under contract, Rosemary sends them that email and gives them the expectations and the processes and the time frames of what's going to happen throughout the process from that day point or to the closing date.
What's some stuff on that list? Like for a seller, what do we want the seller to get ready for?
I mean, the first thing, as soon as we get this, say, okay, we're under contract. We're going to I'm going to be calling you here in the next couple of days, and the first thing's going to happen is they're going to schedule the home inspection.
Yeah.
So, they're going to come in, they're going to do the home inspection. That's going to take probably 2.5 to 4 hours, depending on the inspection, the size of the house.
Yeah.
They will meet, they'll meet there, and then probably a day or 2 days after that, we're going to get, if there's any negotiations that we need to do on repairs, we're going to get that from them.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, usually the next step is going to be they're going to order the appraisal. They're going to come in, the appraiser's going to set up a time to come appraise your house. I go, buyers and sellers buyers like to get in the house and see and measure. They may want to get in another time, but we encourage them to do that during the home inspection times, so they're not in and out of your house so much. And just kind of break it down all the way to the end. And so you do a lot of stuff on Facebook. What kind of marketing do you do on Facebook?
Well, I actually, and I haven't been keeping up with my business page as much as I should. Whenever I have any, listings, I always, post about the listings. And I've been boosting those posts, but I've heard some stuff like
it's gone down as far as its ability to show.
Yeah, instead of boost it, make an ad or something is. But I've always gotten pretty good feedback from all the posts that I've done. Like I'll do new listing posts, open house posts, and stuff like that on my business page. But honestly, the majority of my business comes from my personal Facebook page, and I get, probably, I would say 75% of my business is from social media in some form. Yeah, I get a lot of business from social media.
There's a lot of people that are trying to use social media and use Facebook or Instagram, but they're using it poorly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the content that you put on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to do stuff that's going to engage people. And, I try to do silly stuff. Like the other morning I was cooking breakfast.
He did the bacon thing.
And I was frying. I was frying bacon.
Yeah. And you're like, the market's hot.
I was like, the market's sizzling.
Yeah.
And it's got, the bacon
that's funny.
crackling for 15 seconds or whatever.
Yeah,
and people enjoy seeing stupid stuff like that a lot more than just saying, sold a house today.
Yeah.
Sold a house today. You can put that on there, but you have to do more innovative content.
Yeah.
So you can't be afraid to say, I'm going to blow someone's feed up with my business all the time.
Yeah,
you are, but
if they like it, it'll keep showing up more. If they don't like
if they don't, they can unfollow, mute you, they can do whatever they want to do.
Facebook's figured out how to follow you around, dude. They're gonna know. They're gonna give you what you want. And Lindy, would love to have you anytime you want to join us. Please just let me know when you're available.
Great. Yeah, definitely.
12:30. Follow us, and then we'll be putting up some videos on YouTube for some of our other stuff. And please share. Join us again next Wednesday. Thank you guys all.